Hey guys, welcome back. Another top five today because I really enjoyed the last one, so I wanted to do another one. And honestly, this might be my favorite theme yet. These are five people who were just there 1 second and gone the next. No bodies, no goodbyes, no real answers. Same deal as last time. I'll give you the short version of each one. So if one of these grabs you and you want the full deep dive, drop a comment and I'll turn it into its own video. All right, counting down from number five. Let's get into it. Number five. In 2014, a perfectly healthy 28-year-old sprinted out of an airport, jumped a fence, ran into a field, and the entire planet has never seen him since. His name was Lars Mittink, German guy, on a fun little holiday in Bulgaria with his buddies. Near the end of the trip, he gets in a scuffle, and a doctor tells him he's got a ruptured eardrum, and he can't fly yet. So his friends go home, and Lars stays behind alone by the airport. And that's when he starts changing. He gets scared, paranoid. A hotel camera catches him hiding in an elevator. He calls his mom, whispering that there are men trying to kill him. The next morning, he goes to the airport for a quick medical check before flying home, and something in that building sets him off. He bolts, drops his backpack, runs straight out the doors, hurdles a fence, and disappears into a field by the highway. They searched with dogs, they searched with drones. Nothing. Was he running from real people or from something only he could see? Either way, he ran clean off the edge of the map. Number four. A pilot radioed that something was hovering right over his plane. His last words were, "It's not an aircraft." Then a long metallic scraping sound and silence. October 1978, a 20-year-old named Frederick Valentich is flying a little Cessna over the water toward King Island, off Australia. Calm night. Then he gets on the radio to air traffic control and says there's an aircraft above him. Big, with 4 bright lights, pacing him, control checks. There's no other plane in that area, nothing on radar. Valentich says it's moving in ways a plane shouldn't. His engine starts running rough and coughing, and then he says it. It's not an aircraft. What comes next is 17 full seconds of a weird metallic scraping noise over the radio, and then the line just dies. They launched a massive search, and they found nothing. Not a seat cushion, not an oil slick, not a single bolt of that plane ever. The skeptics say he got disoriented, flew upside down, and saw his own lights reflected in the ocean. Maybe, but a plane and a pilot don't just erase themselves. Number three. 3 lighthouse keepers vanished off a tiny locked island in the middle of the sea. When help finally arrived, the clocks had stopped, and one man's coat was still hanging by the door. This is the year 1900 off the coast of Scotland, a speck of rock called Eilean Moor. 3 keepers run the lighthouse, Ducat, Marshall, and MacArthur. One night the light just goes dark. A passing ship notices, but nobody can get out there for days because of the weather. When the relief boat finally lands, there's no flag, nobody waiting at the dock. A guy named Joseph Moore walks up to the lighthouse. Doors unlocked, fires dead, ashes cold. Beds not slept in, the clocks have all stopped. 2 of the 3 heavy weather coats are gone. But the third one, MacArthur's, is still hanging up, which means he ran out into a storm without it. And here's the thing. The rule was 1 keeper always stays inside. Always. So why were all 3 out on the rocks at once? Down at the landing, way up high above the water, there's damage. Ropes torn away. A heavy supply crate ripped out. Iron railings bent like something huge came over the cliff. Now, you might have heard the creepy version with the spooky diary entries. That part's a hoax someone made up later. The real answer is probably a freak wave that swept them off. But 3 experienced men, all outside at once, one with no coat. The sea just took them, and it never gave them back. Number 2, 3 women went to sleep after a graduation party. By morning, they were gone. Cars still in the driveway, purses on the table, and the only thing out of place was a shattered porch light. June 19, 92, Springfield, Missouri. It's the day after high school graduation. 2 friends, Susie and Stacy, both teenagers, head back to Susie's mom's house to crash for the night. Susie's mom, Cheryl, is home too. 3 women, 1 house. By the next morning, all 3 are just gone. And they didn't take anything. Their cars are parked outside, their purses, their money, their cigarettes, all still there. Even the dog is still there. There's no broken door, no sign of a fight. The only weird thing anyone notices is that the glass globe over the porch light is shattered on the steps. And here's the gut punch. A friend who came looking actually swept the glass up to be tidy, maybe wiping out evidence. There was also a message on the answering machine that might have cracked the whole thing, and it got accidentally erased. Over 5,000 tips have come in. It's been more than 30 years, and nobody has ever found a single trace of those 3 women. Number 1, a 19-year-old called his parents to come pick him up. They stayed on the phone with him for 47 minutes. Then he suddenly said 2 words and was gone forever. May 2008, rural Minnesota. Brandon Swanson, 19, is driving home late after celebrating the end of the semester. On a dark country road, he slides his car into a ditch. He's totally fine, not hurt. He calls his mom and dad to come get him, tells them roughly where he is. So they drive out there, and they can't find him. They flash their headlights. Brandon says he can see lights and flashes his back, but they can't see each other because and nobody realized this yet, his phone was actually pinging about 25 miles away from where he thought he was. He was completely, hopelessly turned around in the dark. So instead of waiting, Brandon decides to walk toward what he thinks is town, and his dad stays on the phone with him the whole time. They talk for 47 minutes. And then, around 2:30 in the morning, Brandon suddenly goes, "Oh shit." And that's it. The line stays open. But he never says another word. They searched everything. Cadaver dogs, the cell towers, the fields, the rivers, nothing. His parents got a law passed so police never brush off a missing adult again. But they never got their son. He was walking home. He just never made it. So that's 5. A guy who ran into a field. A pilot in his plane. 3 keepers in the sea. 3 women in a quiet house. And a kid on the phone who was almost home. 5 people. 0 answers. Which one got you the most? Drop the number in the comments. And if you want the full deep dive on any of them, tell me which, and I'll make it. I'm Sketch. Stay safe out there, and maybe don't walk home alone in the dark. See you in the next file.